They say somewhere beneath the waves, there lies a city so advanced it could outshine our modern world. A civilization of crystal halls, golden temples, and machines powered by forgotten knowledge. And they say we lost it all in a single night. Atlantis. But what if the real story is far more unsettling than a simple myth or fact? Imagine living in a perfect city. Your society is rich, powerful, technologically unmatched. You control the seas. You believe your empire will last forever. And then, in one night of earthquakes and fire, the ocean swallows everything you are. No survivors, no warnings, just silence. That image has haunted humanity for more than 2,000 years. Because it doesn't just speak about a lost city, it speaks about us. The first time Atlantis appears in history is not in some ancient map or buried ruin. It appears in a story, Plato's Dialogues, written around 360 BC. He describes Atlantis as a mighty island civilization beyond the Pillars of Hercules, today's Strait of Gibraltar. Atlantis grows arrogant, greedy, drunk on its own power, and the gods, angered by its corruption, destroy it in a single catastrophic night. Here's the uncomfortable question. Plato wasn't a historian. He was a philosopher. He used stories to teach moral lessons. Atlantis, in his writings, is the perfect opposite of his ideal society. It is what happens when a civilization becomes obsessed with power, luxury, and dominance. In other words, Atlantis may have been written as a warning, not a memory. And yet, people desperately want Atlantis to be real. Over centuries, explorers claim to have found traces of Atlantis in the Azores, in Antarctica, in the Caribbean, in the Sahara Desert. Some said Atlantis was the Minoan civilization on Crete, destroyed by a massive volcanic eruption around 1600 BC. The explosion of Thera shattered islands, caused tsunamis, and wiped out coastal cities. A powerful civilization, destroyed suddenly. It feels close enough to be tempting. Others placed Atlantis in Spain, near ancient Tartessos. Some even linked it to sunken structures near Japan, claiming they were ruins of a prehistoric supercivilization. The pattern is always the same. We find something mysterious. We attach Atlantis to it, because mystery feels incomplete without a legendary answer. But here's the brutal truth. No serious archaeological evidence supports Atlantis as a real advanced lost civilization. No inscriptions, no artifacts, no ruins that match Plato's detailed description. Every discovery falls apart under scientific scrutiny. The dates don't match. The structures turn out to be natural formations. The technology never existed. Atlantis vanishes the moment evidence is demanded. So why does the myth refuse to die? Because Atlantis isn't really about the past. It's about fear. The fear that even the greatest civilizations can vanish overnight. The fear that progress doesn't protect us. The fear that our own world, with all its technology and pride, could collapse just as suddenly. This is the emotional core of the Atlantis story. Not lost gold, not ancient machines, but the idea that power creates blindness. Plato's Atlantis falls not because it is weak, but because it believes it is untouchable. And that's the part that still feels terrifyingly modern. Think about it. Climate change, natural disasters, political collapse, technological dependence. Every generation believes it is smarter than the last. Every empire believes it will be the exception. Atlantis whispers the opposite. It says, no matter how advanced you are, nature and chaos don't care. So, was Atlantis real? As a physical city? Almost certainly not. As a warning about human arrogance? Absolutely. And maybe that's why we keep searching the oceans for it. Because part of us hopes to find proof that a perfect civilization once existed, and another part of us is afraid that we might become the next Atlantis, buried not by water, but by our own mistakes. The real ruins of Atlantis may not lie at the bottom of the sea. They may lie in the patterns of history we refuse to learn from. If you enjoyed this story of a civilization that may never have existed but still shapes how we see our future, there are many more forgotten warnings hidden in history. Some of them ended in fire, some in ice, and some in silence.